Hello, Voices of Artists podcast family. I'm so excited, as usual. I'm very excited to always meet new artists and to always just interact with them and to always know wamepitia nini ama what have they gone through kwa hii life, because every artist has a story and this is where we get to hear all those stories. It's not just about the art, it's about the person that has that specific art. And this podcast, just make sure you watch. That is all I can tell you, because you have seen all of the podcasts we have had so far, and I know you have learned a lot of things and you will still learn a lot of things. We bring you these people, or rather we bring you artists, so that you know that in your lane, in your line of duty, that is as a creative, you should know that it won't be a ride in the park. It will be a lot of things, but basically it's about moving on forward. So if you're ready to move on forward with your art, with your career, and also to advance it as a business, then this is the right podcast for you. I'm your favorite host, Precious Owoko.
No, months before, that was like 3 months before me joining. He gets an accident, he dies.
Way.
So it's crazy, you know, like this is something I've been waiting for. This is something I'm actually doing for my dad, you know, and then he's not there. It was quite crazy, right? Oh, so I feel like this is the part where we say nobody prepares you for grief, nobody prepares you for loss, nobody tells you this is what you do.
Yeah, so Wambui the poet.
It's huge.
The future. Oh, ni Wambui the future.
The future.
Hakuna hiyo poet. Mi nakuita Wambui the poet.
Mambo inakuwa mingi.
Yeah, Wambui the future.
Yeah.
Ni nini ilikuinspire kujiita hivyo?
Wambui the future. I guess ni what I write about. Sometimes nakaga hivi nafikiria 5 years from now,
Okay.
I would not take back what I have written. Haitakuwa outdated. What I've written now will be listened to by audience wa enzi zetu, the generation to come, the past generation. Wambui the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tuambie tu, how has your childhood been like? Kusoma, kufanya nini, mambo na talent, hizo mavitu zote, utoto yako imekuwa aje
basically?
Yes.
Okay. So Wambui, her name is Stella Wambui Irongo. I don't like Stella because every time you tell people naitwa Stella, obviously they hit you with May 17th. Unajua ilikuwa tarehe 17, you know.
Yeah.
Ati mwezi, and then they tell you ulikuja na sijui futi something mujapani. And then you're like, sasa, what did I have to do with the lady who is not even existing now, you know?
Yeah.
And then hivyo tu, then pia kuna ile idea ya Stella does not give like the origin, right? But Wambui does. Wambui gives kwenye ametoka. I'm from Murang'a.
Okay.
Originally. Ndo nimegrow. You say you should hear me speak Kikuyu.
You're goods.
Yo! Unaona your forehead. You know, like nini ingine? Growing up in Murang'a, I feel like it may shape the person I am today, because I was not actually exposed to a lot of things. Najipata uko exposed to school, vernacular, home.
Yeah.
Basically, you know. So vituka English na Kiswahili tumekuja kulana tumekuja kwa city, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing juu ilitupea ile curiosity ya kutaka kujua more about the city. Wanasemaga city inakuaga na mimi nataka kwenda kuona, you know. What you know is what fits between I don't know, huko tu mashamba, you know.
Yeah.
Basically.
Maisha ya mashamba ilikuwa vipi?
Ilikuwa poa.
Unajua kuna watu wako mashamba saa hii na
man. Ushaisikia Dukumpararo?
It was fun.
I'm telling you, I don't think I would have it any other way. Nikiweza rudishwa back in time niambiwe, mse, what would you change about your childhood? I would say nothing. Because I feel like I exhausted everything.
Okay.
I am born in a family of 6. 4 siblings. 2 parents, of course. I'm the last born.
For real?
Yeah.
Wewe nini mnasumbuaga watu? We know last month you have a very bad image in this society. Last month mnasumbuaga ma first month. Last month wanaekeleanaga makosa.
Hiyo uzuri. Ungekuwa last born hakuna mtu anakuwekeaga expectation.
Yeah, sure.
You can just wake up and decide hata hizo vyombo sioshi. You know, mimi nilienda. Umetumwa nini kilo 2 imekuwa mzito unamwaga kilo 1. You know, we have the liberty.
Alafu utamwaga kilo 1 first born ataekelewa.
Mimi hata mom si ulitutumana nani?
Last ones.
Yeah. We have twins in our family.
Wow.
A boy and a girl, and my eldest sister. So we are 4. And growing up with them, at one point ilifanya nikuwe very mature in my growing kwa sababu these people used to bully me a lot. You know, I remember there's a time wanajaribu kunidanganya wamebaiwa kiatu. Mimi nauliza kiatu iko wapi? Socks za red, kuna venye wamezikunja inakaa ni kama iko na high heel hapa nyuma. And then they're telling me si ndio hii kiatu ni mpya. And I used to cry because I'm like, mama umewabaia viatu moja nibaia. Si unaona hata zao ni za color red. You know, and the kid in me was just, and then I just grew to kujua tu awase ni bullies too because they are older than you.
Yeah.
Then there are times we would have conversations and then they're not listening. I still am the most talkative in that family, you know. Sasa there are days my mom wants opinion ya one of us. And the mom inaona tufanye hivi na hivi na, and my mom would go like, unajua Sharon unaona aje?
Anakudismiss hivyo.
Yes, nimeongea. Yes, you know. At one point I had that need to be heard and be seen, you know. And I don't think I would blame the parent kwa sababu mzazi anaona huyu ni the youngest. Clearly they cannot be talking all the time. Wacha hata tusikize huyu mkubwa kenye anataka kusema. And I feel like hiyo ilifanya nikuwe na ile idea ya I want to be heard more. You guys, najua mimi ni mtoto but I'm making sense. You know, hear me out. So I just tried to be an adult from day one, basically.
Yeah. So high school, primary school yako ilikuwa vipi? High school and all that. Yeah.
Wow. So I went to how many schools? My whole life I've been to 1, 2, 3, 4 schools.
What?
Yeah, 4, and now university 5. The first school I went to ilikuwa inaitwa Zerubabel. It was in Murang'a.
Okay.
A private school. Kinda now those ushaenda ile shule yenye inafanya uone kawe ni mjinga. You know, it's a private school.
Kila mtu ni
kids are speaking English and Kiswahili sanifu ambayo ina vernacular yake. You know, telling people to ondo. You know. Unaangalia tu kwa vifu na mawaru. Basically sisi tulikuwa tu watoto wa hope. My dad we were privileged enough kupelekwa shule private. And it was a really good chance for us to basically grow. Na pia sisi kutokuwa that smart in class. Like sisi sema tulikuwa tunakuwa number 1 every time. So, but hatukuwa wajinga pia tulikuwa hapo katikati, si ndio?
Yeah.
Ilitusaidia sana to be humble kwa sababu you know that you're not at the top and that's okay, you know. And then we got to class 3. I don't know what my mom thought. Akasema, hamisha shule wewe na sister yako. So you were taken to public school.
Na mshazoea maisha soft.
Hey, wacha nikupatie story sasa. Nimeenda public school inaitwa Mukarara Primary. That school was a public school. Unaona ile shule yenye choo mnasimamaga watu wawili ndo huyu aingia mnamfunikia hivi hakukuwa na mlango. Like it was kind of tough but nikiweza ulizwa ni shule gani naweza taka kurudi mimi naweza sema hiyo. So this is what happened. We have been taken to a completely different setup. And on this one, remember, unajua huko amjui nyinyi ni wasee wakubwa hivyo, unaona? So the first day, my mom alitupakia lunch, alipack githeri na beef. And then all the kids were doing us like this, wondering, mbona wanatuomba githeri? Like, what's githeri? Mbona wanaomba, you know? And then it hit us that wasee wanaishi a very different lifestyle compared to ours, you know? Nika-realize that mimi mwenye nilikuwa napata 300 and something, nasema naanguka, you go to Mukarara and you're number 1.
Wewe ni chopi
vibaya sana. Wewe hata unajua English. You know, wewe unajua Kiswahili, kuna watu hata hawajui kuandika jina zao na wako grade class 4. You know? And ilifanya tuone we have been built quite different in a way. And it was really beautiful and amazing for me manze. Mimi nilikuwa na feel na fit na belong, you know. I just want to speak vernacular, nikule food teacher akifunza, you know those naughty things, those naughty stuff students do. That was a good experience. Then from there my mom hit me with, unajua hiyo shule yenu haina competition. Yeah. So she took me to another private school called Mihote. That's where I finished my KCSE. And one thing that stands out for me was my teacher of math, actually in class 8, he didn't beat me into passing. He talked me into passing. Wow. And that has really molded the person I am today. Like, si lazima upige msee, ndo apite ama and like alifanya ni feel mimi si dumb, you know. You go to private school, uko umekuwa kama umetulia, akili yako uko comfort zone. Now you've gone back to private school and now you have to act accordingly, speak English, finish homework, do this. It was so exhausting for me manze. I don't think I would like that in another life. And then nikamalizia huko. Nikamaliza nikapata 341 and
ulikuwa chopi.
Nilikuwa najaribu, nilingangana by the hiyo 340. Nilikuwa naamka mapema. Unajua? We used to have these students wenye hasomi sana but anapita. Mimi sikuwa hao. You know,
ulikuwa lazima usome.
I have to read. I was a bookworm manze. I had to put in that effort ndo ionekane. Like you really have to put yourself out there. And I did. Kapata 341. So I'm calling home. Nimepata 341 and I'm crying because I'm telling them nilikuwa nataka kupata 350. And hiyo ndio ilifanya nijue I have supportive parents because they hit me with, yo mse, my dad said I am so proud of you and I would not ningeulizwa ungetaka kupata nini bado ningekuwekea 341 because you really worked for that, you know. And home has been love for me all through. Like mimi naweza sema, unaona, you see that meme that says napendwa nyumbani? To me it's not a meme. Mimi napendwa nyumbani, you know. Like my folks really worked so hard to give me a comfortable life up to that point, and I'm really grateful for them. Then there comes high school sasa bana,
maisha ya siasa, umetoka nyumbani sasa
ghetto mse, because so nimeenda high school, a school called Kiriaine Girls. It's in iko kwa boda ya Nyeri na Moranga. That place is cold. You place, let me just say, jua ikitokea ulikuwa unaona ni baraka. Like it was clearly a very cold place. The first week I'm in school, not so bad. Ivo orientation nini, basically my high school life form 1 and form 2 ilikuwa, what would I say, calm for me because I was really focused, nilikuwa serious na maisha, nilikuwa CU, nilikuwa actually you would not even notice me in school. I'm one of the numbers. I used to make up the statistics. Mimi sikuwa najulikana. Then I go to form 3 and we had this celebration of sijui shule imefikisha 50 years. Shule imefikisha 50 years. Now the teacher in charge of drama says you guys should come up with creative around things. When I told him mimi naweza andika spoken word. He tells me enda uandike urudi. Nilikuwa nimeandika with a lot of content, with a lot of English. Ati our visions due to do this and this. Our mission to do. Nilijituma mse. Nilijituma. And then he goes like, nataka uniandikie kitu authentic. Nikaenda nikaandika. Right now I clearly do not remember what I wrote. I do not even have that video. But ili shoot tu wase wakanijua kwa shule nini.
So that was form 3.
That was in form 3. That was the first time I ever wrote poetry. But then that time I used to write Kiswahili spoken words. I used to. Sheng. Yo, cheza na msanii wewe. Cheza na msanii. I used to randomly write something like kama nini. Let me think of a line. Una zile vibes za unajua alienda, kwa hivyo ukiniona hivi usije ukathani, you know. Like if I'm given that video again today, I think I would go zima hiyo kitu. Udem si mimi, not me, you know. And that's how I started.
Yeah.
When I look, if I'm given that video again niangalie, udem huyo. I don't know what else I can say about her. Like, alikuwa tu anajaribu. Then from there nikakuwa promoted, nikakuwa I don't know, CEO official and stuff. And that's where also my journey in the ministry came along. I met God on a personal level. Growth too. Then when I was in Form 4, nikapewa praise among the most improved students. Kumbuka, I guess ilikuwa kitu kama hiyo. There was a prize nilipewa. Then the principal calls me. That was shortly after my mom had passed. So my principal anakuja ananiambia, you know, ukipata B, I'm going to sponsor kusoma yako hadi university hadi umalize. So you can imagine how hard I studied. Like, you're putting yourself out there like 7 times more than you used to. Our school was a big one because we had like a school with over 1,000 students, and each form had like 200 students. Ilikuwa na wase wengi. And you know, you being a celeb in school, kuna kuwaga na ile idea, people want to see you around and stuff. So I went incognito. Nikaenda MIA tu. Kama siko, mtanipata asubuhi class before lights on, nitarudi lights off. Niliput in the effort. The results came, I had a C+. So you can imagine the disappointment. Like, I had, and I was like, yo, this is quite heavy on me. I really wanted that scholarship. Kwa sababu I wanted kuondolea babangu hiyo mzigo ya kunisomesha. Not that hangeweza, but you know, it's like pride ya mtoto pia kufanya mzazi akue happy. So I wanted to make my dad proud and stuff. And I just told him, baba, mimi nilipata C+, mimi sikufikisha hiyo grade. My dad ajai disappoint kutubamba. So he used to just go. And then one thing I love about my dad, the tipsy type. You know? Kama ako sober haongei. You know, he needs to go take 1, 2, and then he'll be fine. He can talk, you know. So he used to go and hit you, mnatembea naye anakuambia, he calls a friend of his and he says, I'll translate. Hiyo ni mwidetu akwa. Na ni anaitokire. Huu ni msichana wangu na alipita. My dad did that for me, and he made me feel like, unajua nini? Hata starudia. Because I really wanted to repeat, no, maybe you try to prove. But my dad didn't rush me into that. He actually told me, unajua nini? That's the best you did. I am proud of you. It does not make you any less of my child. Him just telling me that meant the world to me, and that was basically enough. There's another joke. No, this is a part people don't know about me. Yes. I sleep talk.
What is?
I mean, the first story to kill the story utapata, you know. So people will hit you with mimi mse, kwani umeshinda kufanya nini leo? And now I'm sleeping. Nitakupatia hiyo story yote, alafu kesho uniambie kuhusu hiyo story, uniambie wewe ulienda kwa ile kitu ulikuwa unaniambia. Mimi sikukuambia because I clearly do not remember. I was dreaming. You see? Sasa nimeamsha babangu sana usiku. I used to wake him up at night, anasikia mse anacheka. Sasa anatoka anakuja anashangaa. Wanatoka nje hadi na panga wametoka na sisi. Kutoka sister yangu, and then they are thinking kuna mwizi nje. You know? Then they go outside, wanaona kuna mtu, wanarudi kulala, wanasikia tena kuna mtu ameongea. And then you know when you're sleeping, umenyamaza sana. Stop laughing, you're making me laugh too much.
Okay.
So, when you sleep, unakuwa na base, you know. My dad anasikia huyu ni mwanaume anaongea huyo. You know, like it's a guy. Let me go check again. Atoka hadi na panga. Anaona yenyewe hakuna mtu. So they decide cha tukae hapa sitting room. Tusikie nani wanaongea. Kumbe ni Wambui amelala tu next room. She's just dreaming, manze. She's just a simple girl dreaming, yeah. And like such time, yeah. And he used to tell me, I will also translate. He used to tell me, wewe unataka na kidogo. Wewe una dream hata na English. Yeah, so like when he was writing me my success card, he wrote, pass because you have prayed. And he also wrote, pass English because that's what you dream about.
Wow.
Sasa, did you really have to include that? You know, like
in Yako, literally, it's dreaming, literally. See, dream, yeah, when I grow up, I want to be.
Yeah. So, my dad was proud of me, and I decided, unajua nini? I'll go ahead with what I have. And then over time, me feel time has a thing for, nasema nini, it has a thing for kukupea clarity fulani. Because I think I gave it my best. I don't think I gave it my best. I actually did give it my best, right?
Yeah.
When I look back, nikezambiwa sahi nirudi high school, ama 3 months from that time yenye nilipata results, I don't think ningerudi. Because I even told my friends, nikirudia nitapata C plain ama C minus. Why? Because that was the best I could give. If God was to bless us by hard work yetu, mi ningekuwa na A. Hata hiyo B singekuwa nayo. I really did my best, you know. And when
that was the first journey.
That was like the first journey iliwahi nifunza mse it didn't go as planned and that's okay. You know, like hakuna mse anakupiga hapa, wewe ni mtu mkubwa, you did your best. As a parent I'm proud of you and like imenifanya nifikirie that if ever one day I want to be a mom, I want to be that parent for my kid. I want to be that present. I want to talk about my fears to my children, because my dad after my mom passed on, that I have never seen a man break down. And I saw my dad break down. He used to come home very drunk and look at my mom's picture and he would cry about it. No, you don't know sadness until you see your dad crying, because it's very sad. So you're looking at him there and there's nothing you can do. You know, if anything, pia wewe uko na grief yako ya kudeal with yenye clearly you also do not know what to do with. No. Nikamwambia nataka sasa kwenda university. So that's kupata grade nini. I was called nilitiwa course ya theology. Nifanye theology. Yeah.
Theology, like the one theology.
Yeah. University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. And I used to be a CU official in high school. So loki hata watu wananiambia, "Wewe si ufanye na venye ulikuwa sijui nini, ulikuwa CU and stuff." And I had a very candid convo with my dad and he hit me with, unaona kama hiyo ni calling. After umefanya course yenye wewe roho yako ina involve to learn about skill. Utaifanya. You know, so he hit me with, fanya aje, change that course. Then if you want to shift after that,
yes, sawa.
Nataka kufanya veterinary medicine.
So hiyo ndo after kuchuziwa theology.
I prefer kusema nataka kufanya veterinary medicine, because my dad was a veterinary officer. Now I want to do something higher than him. I go for veterinary medicine. Cluster points mtu yangu zinaniangalia hivi ziko ni hit mse, that's not possible. Apply again, itoke you. But this time I applied nikafanya education, biology, agriculture, special needs. Hey mse, wacha nikuambie life yake you si mchezo. In the sense that you might never graduate. Reason being, like systems za huko ziko very they just carry the masses. They don't focus on individuals, right? So in the event where nimekosa kulipa fee na kuna unit imekataa kuregister, naweza kosa kugraduate na like for a very long time. Before a unit ikuwa on offer, itakuwa for a very long time. And it hit me, this is not for me. So I talked to my dad and he tells me, fanya aje, badilisha uni. Because
so you that time ulikuwa usha join KU?
Nilikuwa nimejoin and nilikuwa na homeschool, it was online. My dad hits me with, badilisha uni. And he tells me, uni yenye utabadilisha, nitakupea ruhusa uende usome huko. Uende usome huko, you know, like 20 after hostels and stuff. Now, months before, that was like 3 months before me joining. He gets an accident, he dies. So it's crazy, you know, like this is something I've been waiting for, this is something I'm actually doing for my dad, you know, and then he's not there. It was quite crazy, right? So I feel like this is the part where we say nobody prepares you for grief, nobody prepares you for loss, nobody tells you this is what you do.
So uko tu ili imekukuta tu.
Wacha hivyo, the worst part about it is your siblings who are older than you clearly do not know what to do about it pia. Unajua one bad thing about being a last born, inakuaga you're always looking up to people for help.
Yeah, sure,
you know,
sure.
Because that's what you've been taught to do. Ongea na nani? Ongea uko na hiyo hafai kuwa na stress. Nani amekasirisha mtoto, you know?
Yeah.
And like that was quite a rude awakening on my end. Now you're not even dealt with grief ya mom, and then now dad. Wow. Crazy. It was really heavy on us. My sister, my big sister, just got a new job. Apparently haizi pewa ruhusa ya kutoka. So you have to admit yourself to school.
So ulienda shule peke yako?
Yeah, you admit yourself to school. Mind you, all the way from Murang'a to Nakuru. Do you know anything? You clearly do not. If anything, umepitishwa hii barabara ya Nyeri kwa sababu ukienda Nairobi utapotea. You know, like you clearly do not know a thing. Wewe unajua tu maisha yenye ilikuwa na mamako na babako, and they are not there anymore. So you have to look for your own path now. I feel like if there is any path yenye I have had to find out for myself and be an adult and have been forced into adulthood, naeza feel ni hiyo ya grief and loss, because it was quite heavy. If I go into details of whatever happened, it's something crazy, right? But anyway, so my sister tells me, yo, ni kama utajiadmit, unajua hata wewe ni mtu mkubwa, unajua hata niliona wewe ni mnono siku hizi umeongeza kilo, you know, like basically the idea of umekuwa mkubwa now.
Yeah, sure.
So I go admit myself to MKU, natafuta nyumba. At that time, so I lived at a relative's house. Nikakaa for some time. Then I moved out to my place. After moving out to my place, life started.
So hapa hivi ulikuwa unasomea wapi Nakuru?
MKU.
Okay.
Yeah.
Na sasa course gani? Ama
the same course.
Okay.
The same course. And I would say the journey has been good from the sense that I came to Nakuru, city for me, right? It's far away from home, and that was like an okay feeling kwa sababu
everything reminded you of.
Yeah, you want to there are things sometimes you want to put behind so that you can move on, right?
Yeah, sure.
Not that you have ever healed, but because you know ukieka focus yako hapo, it's gonna be chaotic for you, right? First year, not bad. Nilikuwa but then nikiwa fresh. Wacha nikuambie. I used to be so focused.
Wow.
I used to, do you know, nilikuwa navaa kiatu polished. Say
ulikuwa unavaa, yani mtu akikuona tu anajua huyu ni first year, anajua chenye anafanya kwa maisha. Wow.
You know, like no sex until marriage. Okay, that principle still exists, but there are adjustments here. But like you see that kind of discipline, like ulikuwa tu wewe una story mob, umetoka class, umeenda kwa nyumba, umepika, kulala, kesho amka, enda class. The lecturer asks, can anyone present that for us?
Wanajua tu ni mambo.
Meme. You know, I used to be very serious. Nilikuwa navaa polo shirts.
Ndio ukae focused.
Si nikae focused. If ilikuwa ina flow tu. When you're focused, akili yako ina shiftigi from the way you're dressing to.
Hata vile unaongea, hata watu una interact na wao. You're in a serious business.
I interact na watu. That's the funny thing. Like I used to be, maybe I used to, but people who wenye ni necessary kuinteract na wao, mama mboga, mzee kwa gate, sister zangu, a new friend that I met in school, nothing beyond there. That's year one. And then it hits me, I think I want more for myself. That time I'm still writing poetry, but now I want to still do poetry in Nakuru. So I reach out to, around that time, timelines tunasoma naye. For the same class. Hivyo, so I hit him with, yo, mi nafanyaga poetry, and he's like, kuna show on this day and this day, tunataka ukuje uperform. And I show up, and that was the first stage I ever got ya Nakuru, for theater.
Yeah.
Ikaanza hivyo, and like, the more naendelea kuperform, people would hit me with, yo, mse, uko na potential. By the way, unaona mtu akikuambia we ni mrembo, atakawe si mrembo, hebu amini. Who believe?
Yeah.
When I feel, if you tell me I'm brown and I need you to affirm to me that I am brown in color or I'm black, na mimi niamini, that's all I need to move forward.
Yeah.
Unaona? So when people told me, yo, mse, ati yako inanibamba, sijui hivi na hivi, I love the way you ili spark some fire in me, and I was like, unajua nini? I'm going to be serious with poetry.
Yes.
I started. Being in school made me read a lot of books. Mimi sina kama nilikuwa good girl. I used to go to the library mse. Sasa hiyo time mmesota, ikifika masaa ya lunch, inama kidogo, inapita, narudi, you know.
Yeah.
Such stuff. But then ili give birth to dem anasomaga poetry. Anaangalia kazi ya Maya Angelou, anaangalia kazi ya poets wenye hata mimi sijui majina zao. And I'm like, I want to do something that's similar to his, you know? From
so
there,
that is the time ukiwa campus ndio ulikuwa na feel poetry sasa inakuita sasa ile inakuita ile kabisa na majina tatu.
Bana, that time I'm like, I feel like I should start doing poetry. Ikafika mahali, I'm so obsessed with what I'm doing to the extent I even started buying coffee. Usiku tunakesha, you know, and you're writing, even if but kuna poems azijai make it out of the book when you think of it. Kuna tu zile pieces zenye sijai zisomea mse.
Yeah.
But I used to write them and nilikuwa nazisoma niko wow. The first piece I ever wrote and I felt niko intimate nayo inaitwa Single Mom. So that piece is a story of my sister, right? And I wanted to put myself in her shoes and write that story, you know, but I didn't write it from a sad story because it actually is not, you know. Ni ile idea ya, two people are dating, they conceive a kid, one person bails out, it's this person against the world, but hey, they have family, you know.
Lazima protect the family.
That they have like Sharon, my sister has family, right? And I wrote basically about that beauty ya kukua kwa maybe uko na fallout na mse, but uko na familia yako, those people will back you up, you know. My dad did quite a good job on trying. He made Sharon be like, niliambia Sharon, by the way, unajua nini? Hebu kuja nyumbani, mimi sije kufukuza nyumbani. And when you get that from a dad, it's very inspiring, right? So, that was the first piece I ever wrote about. Na time nilisoma na nikasomea Sharon, she was like, you know, I have seen my life in your piece. And someone telling you that ameona life yake kwa performance yako, do you realize how powerful that is? Like, it can hit what I possess is way bigger than me, you know, like way bigger. I clearly do not know how to put it. Ushaiambiwa, yo, we ni mnoma. Then jioni ndo inakuhida yenyewe
mimi ni mnoma.
Baadhi walikuwa wanasema ukweli, unaona?
Yeah.
And I decided to continue taking it seriously. Nikaendelea due to the influence of a few friends, nikajipata nime download Twitter. Yenye inajulikana ka X saizi. Hivyo, so I'm going through Twitter. Unajua Twitter has a thing for kukasirisha mse when it comes to gava. Soma hivi unaona sijui this and this is happening.
Yeah.
You know, okay, like currently there's a bill in parliament saizi yenye wanataka kupush that presidency and term ya leadership ya all leaders, MPs, nini, you move from 5 years to 7 years. And you realize what that means for us, the people. It's crazy, right? And like, kutoka hapo nikaanza kuandika pieces za gava, not from the idea of wanatuibia ama wanatufanya nini, but from the idea of, yo, we need to be the change we want to see.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So I start writing. I start writing. I go deep into writing. I found critiques along the way. I found people who are telling me, na hiyo piece ni ya Kishebedu, you know. And
mtu anakwambia tu hata ajali vile utasikia hivi story yako.
Like and I feel like hiyo ni one of my blessings in my life. Mimi uko na wase wananiambia ukweli. They hit you with unajua nilikuwa naona usifanye hivi na hivi na hivi. Change this to this. Fanya hivi. And I did that. You know. So the first piece niliyoandika ya Gava ilikuwa lini by the way. Niliandika ilikuwa kuhusu bullets, ilikuwa bullets for breakfast. Shortly after wasanii wametoka Nairobi for coaching, sikuwa nimeenda. Then timelines hit me with ebu niandikie piece inaongelea police brutality. I created a scenario in my mind and I wrote about it. And I realized ili spark hasira kwa wase. So through that piece is how I got to Mbunge referred me to Tribeless Youth, an NGO organization yenye ina support artists na channeling their art towards good governance, right? Ndio huyo mimi nimeanza kuandika sasa. Now actually the first piece I ever wrote apart from nishaandika ya mapenzi, though I don't remember ilikuwa inaenda aje. I clearly do not remember, but you feel msanii kuna kila msanii kuna place anayeandika mapenzi.
At some point hata kuimba, at some point you must have sung, hata kuchora.
Kuna mahali ulisema ati I did not lose yourself, I lost me, you know. Kuna mahali unakuwa poet tu kiacho. So there is that further along the way. So Wambui joins Tribeless Youth, and that was quite the transformation for me. One, because I met artists who are like wase tuko like minded. Wase wenye mnapigwa capacity building, nyi wote mnafunzwa about this and this and this. Mnasoma budget ya 2023-2024, mnaambiwa this is how money has been used in Nakuru, a breakdown. Na in all honesty hiyo kitu ilikuwa inakupandisha hasira because you're like this is wrong, you know. And we as artists tunafaa kukua nini? Agents for social change. You know, we're supposed to let people know when things are off, you know. We're supposed to let people know time yenye wanafaa kuact.
Sisi ndio kama whistleblowers wa.
Exactly. Sasa I decided, you know what, I'm going to be that whistleblower. And I decided pati yangu kama haitatumika for social change, kuhusu gava ama kuhusu nini, kama haitatumika tu for any change, iondolewe kwangu. You know, like I dedicated my art towards a better country, you know, a better self. A better society, you know. The latest piece I have inaitwa If You Must na inaongelea early marriages. And I told myself, mi nataka kuandika from the point of I want change. I want you guys to see what I'm seeing. Nataka niwaonyeshe things from my point of view, you know. And that has really given life to Wambui. Really feel na belong Tribeless Youth, you know.
Really feel ni kama sasa, no, this is what I've been looking for all this while, despite of everything that has happened. Now this is what I've always been looking for.
Do you know, today, leo sumeona venye nimekuja hapa nimefurahia. Do you know, the only reason I'm happy ni juu nimepitia baraza. Baraza, like, you're in a space of poets and artists, and they make fun of you, and they
wanakuchongwa.
And I feel I belong. You know. Sasa mi time nilifiligi hivyo, I was like, you know what, mi sitaki kutoka hapa. I want growth. It was through Tribeless Youth that I met creative skills, that I volunteered kwa Grand Slam, that basically mi nasema tu Tribeless Youth imenifungulia milango. You know, I have been able to put myself out there as an artist, not from the point of ati nataka exposure, but from idea ya this is what I have to say. You don't have to agree with me, but I just said it. When nikujia ka unanikujia, I'm not taking it back. You know, like wewe ndo kasikia bana huko. Mi nishasema.
Ushasema isha kutoka.
Mi nisha. Unaona venye umeichukulia. That's not my business. You know? And like interacting with poets pia na other artists kwa industry, imenifunza that how people take your art clearly has nothing to do with you. Wewe kazi yako ilikuwa kudeliver, umemaliza. Enda ulale. You know, go do something else.
So what is your source of motivation? What is your biggest source of motivation?
What motivates me? every time I post content or every time someone listens to my art, I always get a stranger who falls in love with my art.
Yeah.
And it hits me that mimi staki mi kanikuulizwa ati nataka ati nikuwe na I don't know how many followers, a million sijui nini. That's not why we started. That's not why we're doing it, you know. We do it for the people who see us for who we are, you know. We don't do it for the fame. We don't express ourselves ndo wase
celeb.
Yeah. And that really moves me. Wase kusikiza art yangu. And then another thing that I really like, I have never seen mse mwenye amependa art yangu na akasiz kuipenda. Like they love it once, they'll come again. Someone will text you, yo, mko na show lini tena? Do you have any new piece? Can we meet over for coffee tuongelee hii piece fulani? You know, I even get calls from idea ya someone wants me to break down a piece I wrote. You realize how much honor that is. Like mse wase wamesikia kazi yako and they want to dive into what you have written. I don't think I would have it any other way. It's a blessing. Yeah.
So which statement keeps you going?
That failure is the only thing. No, not failure. Consistency is the only thing failure cannot keep up with.
Consistency is the only thing failure cannot keep up with. I love that. Yeah, because when you are consistent and disciplined, nothing can stop you.
Wajua, ikitu ainaga formula, and it's not only in art, it's in everything. Na hiyo ni kitu yenye art inanifunza over time. Unaona ukiweza amka siku moja, udecide utakuwa unaenda TikTok. Unachukua tu kamera hivi unafanya, you know, like you just make funny faces and then
you post.
Then you do it consistently for a month. Mse utapata followers. Believe me, utapata followers, you know.
Yeah.
To make matters worse, mute messages. Sasa mtu hata kasirikia huko.
Akitaka kuja mapeleke kwa hasira yake.
Apeleke hasira mbali, you know.
Yeah.
But and that's the basic idea. Mimi nikajiambia aje. Mse mwenye alikuwa meant kusikiza art yako ataisikiza.
Yeah, sure.
Mwenye alikuwa meant kupenda art yako ataipenda.
Because nakumbuka siku ya kwanza yenye ukifanya poetry, but then ilikuwa, I think nilikuwa nimesema tulikuwa kwa stage moja. I don't remember kabisa. But for real, since I saw you on stage the very first time, you have really, really improved really big time.
Thank you.
Na si chocha, si ati kwa sababu watu wa kamera wako hapa. Yeah, you have really improved, and I love how much you have umetaka kugrow. Like the only reason also I called you to this podcast ni kwa sababu I wanted to understand what drives you. Like kuna ile tu unajua kuna kwanga na ile unaona tu something in someone na unaona huyu hata nini ifanyike hawezi give up kwa this art. Hata whatever happens to them, hata afungwe mikono zote, this person can try to give every excuse to do a piece, to do a poem, to do a spoken word. And that comes to my question. Apart from everything that you have done, do you believe that poetry, is it a skill? Or do you believe that poetry is a skill or poetry as talent, or as both? Mimi naweza kuwa discover mimi naweza write, sindo. But now when it comes to oratory skills zinanilemea makuta. Sasa kuanza kuenda kwa stage kusema nikisema mnasema wi. But yeah, that is the hardest part of me, and I'm really working on it in terms of poetry to engage my audience. So what is that thing that you have always been doing every single day that makes you extra as Wambui?
Wow. Okay. Those are like two questions.
Yeah.
The first one, I would say that poetry is a little bit of both. Huwezi sema uko na talent na ukwamia hapo. Mse every day mi wana learn sijui. You know. You think you have talent. Go listen to poets. Enda usikize kazi ya wasanii. Nimetoka kuongea na Nyash, enda usikize kazi ya Nyash. Dem wordplay yake I stand, you know. Hata tusiene mbali, chotara in timelines. Awa say, yani, their way of writing, hata, let's even go to Nairobi, right? There's a guy called Ochomo.
Yeah.
There's a guy called Nita. au wase ukisikiza art yao ni diverse but very unique. There's always something to learn from them. I have interacted with artists, people who have done wamefanya stage performances like akona a whole band na yeye ni poet. And you realize that hata kusing na band it's another skill you have to learn, you know. So it's not only about having the words, it's about kulearn venye utainculcate hizi words na art ingine, you know. We're having a show in Kisumu 27th of 28th I guess of this month. And I can tell you it's a lot of work, right? And part of it ni kwa sababu wenye critics wangu watakuja waangalie hiyo performance wakwambie kwamba unajua mimi nasikia kama unanisomea gazeti. And they are very honest about it. They hit you with, mimi nataka ni feel energy yenye unanipatia. I want you to be present in your performance. Nataka unipe performance ni feel yenye udem ako na make sense,
ako intentional with whatever anasema.
She is, like she's present, ako intentional. Umse atafanya nianze kuandamana saa hii kama ameandika piece ya gava, you know. Hiyo design ya kuwa present. So I would say it's a little bit of both. The second one, what makes me different from any other poet?
What makes you extra?
This is where we say God, because I clearly do not have anything yenye naweza sema ati mimi ndo nakuaga nimeeka ndo maana inakaa hivi na hivi. You should see me writing poetry. Kwa tu nimedozi hivi and then it hits me. Hiyo lines tunaweza andika na amka naandika, you know. It has never been about me. It never will be, because it's basically about the one who is in me. It's evil too. That's what makes me unique.
So ulimaliza kufanya veterinary medicine?
Si kufanya veterinary medicine. I switched to education for cluster points.
So ulimaliza education, now you are a teacher. A trained teacher, but
yes. I would say that.
So do you think that course has also contributed to your writing skills?
Let me tell you. Let's not even talk about my writing skills. One of my biggest blessings inakuaga that nimemaliza na nimeenda teacher practice and it hits me that this is where I want to be.
Wow.
Do you realize what a blessing that is? Yani after umemaliza hivi tu inakuhit. By then unajua nini? Mimi nataka tu kukua class. I want to teach students. The school I was in, our students sema wanapita sana. I'm talking of students who used to get 153 in their KCPE. Who got such marks. I'm talking of students who do not know how to write their names. Students who sleep when you're talking because clearly when you unaongea English hawaradi. And you're there teaching biology. You know, like now hadi unawafanyiaga dictation ya maneno za bio so that wasione kama ni words out of this world. Unaona? You really try to break it down to them. And I would say imenipatia patience mingi sana. Like my dad venye amekuwa patient na mimi, venye my mom got so patient with me and us growing up, has made me be like, you know what, I want to be that person to kids. It makes me be like, maybe sitaki kupata watoi sahi, let's be very honest. On that one, hiyo nakuwa clear that I know that I want to maybe start a family when time life imejipa, you know, God willing. But then sasa inanihit hata kama wewe si mzazi, wewe ni mzazi. Ukiwa mwalimu wewe ni mzazi. You have to be present, you know. There's a student who's been coming to class amekuwa na shati moja, you have to be responsible. Enda ulize, you know. If you cannot reach out to them, if you're not very close, is there a way you can talk to another student aongee na yeye or
ulize?
There are places where wewe kama mwalimu your hands are tied because maybe ni mzazi ako na shida or ni nini, and maybe hata wewe financially you're not in a place to provide, right? But then I feel like it's always it's about being present and being misijui hivyo tu. Na sasa when I apply that to my art, first off, talking to a class and speaking to a class and trying to get their attention is the same thing na kwa industry yetu. You know, you need to get people to be like, yo, mimi nafanyaga art, sikiza kenye mimi nasema. You know, you have to call that attention to yourself.
Stage presence is very important.
And being a teacher has really helped me to be that juu. Ukiingia class lazima udeliver mse. You know, kukua class, kukua mwalimu ni kukua mwanafunzi.
Yeah, sure.
Because now you have to present content vile upati wase rumors. You're telling them, unajua, this is what happens when this and this happens. So you have to read. It's the same thing na poetry. So in animal to want to read more because my profession demands that of me. Art peer demands that of me.
Yeah, so there's someone who has gone through grief, and I know a few of my friends.
Okay.
And I won't mention names. And it's the hardest. It hits hardest, especially when you lose a parent. Wacha hata niseme a family member. I don't know how bad it hits kikwa family member. But when you just lose a parent, especially when you are young, it hits so hard. And the worst part is, adults, when you watakuja to that burial, for example, they will assume you're a kid. You don't, I don't know, for some reasons they assume you don't have feelings. Ni kama wanassumingi, huyu ni mtoto ata overcome. But with time, inakuhitingi the hardest. Inaweza kuhit sayo, or inakuja kukuhit later to an extent paka. Some of my friends, imewa affect to an extent. They're scared of relationships because ako afraid, like, what if I start relating with someone and then I lose them?
Yeah.
So how can you advise on that? Like, how does someone, in the simplest way, ama in the easiest way possible, how can someone mwenye ame lose maybe parent this month ama last month, how can they deal with that?
In all honesty, no one can ever give you the solution to grief. No one. Hata nikiweza kuwa lose all my family members and I'm left alone, and even parts of me are dying, I can never teach anyone about grief. Why? Because that's the one thing humanity was never ready for. Hiyo ndo kitu moja si hatukuwa iumbiwa. Hukuwa ready kuacha msee aende. So what I would say, I guess ni, let yourself be. Let that heartbreak break you. Wacha ikuvunje. And that's unfortunate because it's the only way out. You know, it's the only way out kuongea tu kweli. Because I remember there's a time I muted my feelings over like the time my mom passed, and then now you unazifungia ndani. 2 years down the line, bado zinakuhaunt. There's a day you'll come home very exhausted and your guard is down. Then inakuita, sasa ningekuwa hapa ningepigia mom nimwambie hivi na hivi, but she's not there. So you start like breaking down and it's uncontrollable. You know? What I would say, you just talk to God, journal, try about it, be present in that feeling, kwa sababu huwa na feelings zinakuaga ni kama tap ya maji. Sasa maji imemwagwa mara ya kwanza, assuming something bad has happened, umeifungia. Ya pili, ya tatu, ya nne, so a lot of things pile up. What happens to the tap? Tafika mahali burst. None. And now bursting ndo unapataga people are not like ready to deal with reality, and I would not judge them kwa sababu it's a very tough one. People are not ready to deal with reality juu ni ngumu. Because how do you deal with someone who has been present their whole lives with you? Unaona? Unadilaje na kutokuwa na msee amekulea? You know? What I would say, be present kwa hiyo healing process.
Kama ni kulia, we lia.
Healing process is beautiful, you say. If I tell you that ati nishai heal, nishai move, I'll be lying. You know? There are times my heart is so heavy. You even decide to write a letter to your mom and decide kama angekuwa hapa ningemwambia nini. You know? If my dad was here, what would I tell them? And I'm telling you, it's so tough because I have a very supportive circle. In all honesty. Mimi niko na wase, baraka yangu inakuaga kujua papas yangu na kukuwa na wase supportive. And I hope that goes on. And I have a very loving boyfriend, for the record. I'm just saying.
Singles just know.
Mimi niko tu sawa, you know. And I have a very supportive partner. But then sasa, umseta akikupendaga na roho yake yote, they cannot like, haizi kuheal. Hiyo ni kitu yenye, hiyo step ni wewe utake. Unaona? Heal. You know, like basically heal. These people are around you to give you strength. Look at me, 5 years down the line, I do not think nisha heal, but here we are, you know. Not that sijajaribu but because hizi vitu hazinaga time aina ati give me 3 weeks takuwa fit.
Aina time.
There's a time you'll wake up and you're feeling, you know what, mimi I'm conquering the world like Tyson.
John Power.
Wewe nakaa hivi najiangalia kwa kio Beyonce. Unasema nini wewe? Naangalia poems Shakespeare. You know?
Yeah.
Naangalia walking style niko confidence jamini, you know?
Yeah.
And then there are days too msee hata usiki kutoka kwa nyumba. There are days I have my parents' photo in my house. There are days I just look at it and you just break down cry. And even if you call someone, yes, you will call them.
Yeah.
But you need, hiyo ni process you have to go through yourself. Unajua?
It's a personal journey.
It's a personal journey basically. That's a personal journey. That's all I can share on this here.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really needed that because I know there are people who hawajui vile watafanya and they have been bottling up their feelings. Unalock. By the time inalupuka hivi, you are out of control. Sometimes unashikwa na hasira excess.
Yeah.
So people are like, sasa jam nini? And you don't even know like how to even start telling them mini mejam kwa sababu of something that happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
I also think you need to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Stop putting the blame on, najua ni kwa sababu maybe you're required to be present, right? Unajua I have been dealing with this and this. Is there a way you can work on it? Can you go to a therapist for help? Enda, you know. Usikubali kuwa victim. There's so much to your story that's beyond kukuwa victim. Unaona, ondo your victim mentality kabisa.
Itoe kabisa.
You know, kuwa na ile idea ya we are here. It's not easy. How I'm going to cruise through next, I clearly do not know. But tuta make it through.
Yeah.
Me kutokuwa victim mentality ime unveil so many different versions of myself and I'm so proud of this girl manze.
Yeah.
Like udem wanamwangalia niko what you have gone through is what maybe a 30-year-old hangeweza.
Yeah.
Unaona? And I'm so proud of you for doing this. And if more comes, I hate that it comes. But ikikuja, mse, you got this. You're stronger than you know. Unaona?
Yeah.
But unveil that version of yourself ya kujiaminia hivyo, inarequire pia you work on yourself.
Sure.
Ujue that I am more than this. Wao walienda, they lived their lives. That's okay. Now I have to build mine.
Yeah.
Basically.
Kuna future yako ya kubuild.
Yeah.
Wambui DeFuture.
You see, unanielewa?
Yeah, so what is your parting shot? What is your summary for this whole podcast? Or session rather. Yeah.
Okay. My parting shot.
Poets upcoming. Acha niseme, poets upcoming.
Poets upcoming.
Poets wenye wako tayari kwa industry but imekwama, iko stagnant. Na poets wenye walikuwa and then wakawacha because they feel like age limited them to do some things. Ama ali give up to aliona hii historia kuandika kidogo. Yeah.
Be you. The world will adjust. Basically be you. Unajua mimi nafikiriaga makosa yenye sometimes si tunafanyaga kama wasanii. Okay, for example, you're the one hosting the podcast. I didn't hear a Chelaa. You know, and na udem ndo mi sometimes mi msikiza niko na udem ni vibes, you know. This composed girl unidem tumiokota huko social media, unanielewa? Like you just be you. Dunia ita adapt. Ni hati yako, it involves screaming. Piga nduru msee. You know, me feel the minute to me lose iyo part authenticity ya sisi ourselves. Manze, there is nothing more to us. The minute mimi nime lose Wambui, that's why I prefer being called Wambui. Because the minute nime lose Wambui and I start identifying as Stella, you know, and I'm going with this nini Black American English, you know. I play basketball and I'm there telling people, nigga, you know, I got this. You know, Sa, nime lose Wambui kwa sababu nime adapt culture ya mse mwingine mwenye si mimi. Unaona? You feel sisi Mungu, God was an artist. God created us tukue built different hivi ndo to showcase beauty yetu. Unaona? Showcase like mi siwezi kuwa kaa wewe. Unaona? And it's so beautiful in its making. Design yenyewe hata nikiweza ishi 30,000 years siwezi kuwa kaa wewe. Sure, yeah. That's how unique you are, you know? So be you. The world will adjust. Okay. Social media handles zako ni gani? Wambui the future. Kila mahali. Oh my you. Kwanza mi sijui. Oh tu. Lakeside people. You know, Wambui. 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 You. Like, Wambui. Yeah, it's written Wambui. Wambui the future. Yeah, on all social media handles. I'm trying to grow a YouTube channel. Okay. Yeah. Fika pale, subscribe. Itagrow. Itajipa man. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, everyone. Wambui the future or Wambui the future. Depends with where you're coming from, and it depends with tomato and tomato. That is all unto you. But you have heard that artists have a story. Every artist has a story, and I'm really, really inspired. The more I do these episodes, the more I understand that. The more I understand why I started this podcast in the first place. This is the Voices of Artists podcast. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch our content, and I'm telling you, you will learn a lot. That it's not a matter of just the art. Artists have a story, and by this time, I have realized that pain produces the best creatives. And you should, if you have an artist in your contact list, if you have a friend who is an artist, make sure you support them. In that event that they are going to perform, at least just go and be present. It matters a lot, because sometimes you're the only person that they really, really look up to see in that crowd, and to just have hope and do what they do best. This is the Voices of Artists podcast. I have been your host, Precious Owoko. Till the next episode. Bye.